Welcome back. Moving forward, in this lesson, I'm going to demonstrate how to add a user to the ServiceNow platform and also demonstrate how groups are and what they are and how they actually work. So from within the filter navigator here, I have two options. I can either locate the users from the applications and go to that particular module, or it's easier to just type, let's say, user, and it brings up and narrows my search down. So here, notice I have several options. So different applications have different modules. So depending upon your own requirement, you can click on that particular application. So for instance, I'm looking for territories, and I'm going to click on user module within the territories application. And what this will do is it will give me a list of all of the users. So here there's an option button called new user. All I have to do is just click on new, and this brings up yet another page where I can specify the first name of the users that I wish to add. So let's go ahead and add, let's say, Chris Portman. You can give a title, and again, these fields are important because the more you provide information to the user, it's easier to search. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say programmer. You can select the department if you want, for example, from the list. So this person belongs to, let's say, IT. Active, web service access only. I can allow the user to only access through the web. I can also provide an email for the user. So for example, I can say something like chris.p@claydesk.com, for example. Specify language to be English. Notifications. Calendar integration is Outlook as your email client. Time zone, I'm going to go ahead and select, let's say, US Eastern. You can also provide a phone number, photo, and so on, right? So once you have added the basic information of this particular user, you can click submit, and this will add this user to the system. Another important thing is the create human resources profile. Now what this will do is bring up additional fields, so you can actually fill out and populate additional information about this particular user, such as the work employment history, the other details, where the employee worked prior to joining the organization, what is the employee's role, and other details. So first I'm going to submit, and then I'll demonstrate how to create the human resources profile. So let's go ahead and click on submit so that the user is added to the system. Perfect. So once the user is added, notice it's a huge list, right? So for example, if I were to go down, I have about 2,469 users. You can always search the added user, or you can click on the toggle pane and make sure you refresh the list. Sometimes the system doesn't automatically update at once. You may need to go ahead and click on refresh list so that the user is displayed. Now within the name, I can sort this list. Simply click on the name toggle pane. I can sort from ascending to descending or descending to ascending order. I can create a bar chart of all the users and so on. I can configure them. I can also export these users to an Excel sheet as well. So pretty powerful. Similarly, each of these fields then the list has its own set of options. So for example, if I were to, let's say, sort from ascending to descending, notice it's going to change the list and bring up all of the employees that start with the letter A and so on. So if I scroll down, for example, navigate to my next batch of records, next 100 set of records, it's going to continue on and then bring me that particular user. So this way you can in fact simply create a user to the actual platform based on the application that you actually create. So this is important because a user is created depending upon your own requirement. So let's go ahead and see if I can search and find the user that I just created. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll up. Chris Portman should be somewhere here. Okay, let's go ahead, search for Chris one more time in the name field. And here we go. So finally we find our newly added user. And then the user ID obviously was not assigned. It's empty. You can leave it empty, or you can assign a user ID to this user and other fields as well. I can always personalize this view, recall from the previous lesson. I can add additional fields to be displayed so that I can view additional parameters or fields for this particular user. Perfect. Next, I'm going to talk about groups. So just navigate to the filter, search criteria, and just type group. And it'll bring up service desk groups, for example, project groups, configuration groups, and so on. So let's go ahead and let's say you're starting a new project within the organization. So I'm going to go ahead and click on groups within the project application here and simply navigate to the new button, click on new, and this will bring up another page where you can create your new group. So this is, let's say, e-learning group. Specify the group manager, brings up another window, and simply choose who is the manager from among the employees list. So let's say if I can find Chris, that's the user that we created. So here's Chris Portman. So I'm going to assign Chris Portman to this group as the manager. I can also specify the description as well. So this is our new project. So just some sample description. I can also give a group email, for example, if need to, so that all users can use the same email for this particular group. And I can also award some points as well. So once I've created the new group, click submit, and this will create the new group within the projects. So pretty straightforward, not that difficult. The important thing here is to understand why are we doing all of this, right? Why are we creating users? Why are we creating groups? What's going on? So everything that's happening in the configuration management database at the back end, right? Everything is being stored in that database. So now when you log on to this cloud platform, you can easily collaborate with other users and navigate to your own project area as well. So for the administrator, as the administrator, for example, you have the power now to change anything within the actual platform. So in this lesson, just wanted to demonstrate how to create a new user and a new group within ServiceNow. So with this, let's move to the next lesson.